Hey, what's going on, guys? Man156 here with another video. Yeah, remember to like, dislike, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. I do read all comments, so make sure to leave one. And yeah, in this video, I want to talk about climate change and what's it going to be like living through it, because it's going to happen, and there's not much we can. The effects that are going to happen by 2050 are pretty much going to happen, and there's not much we can do. There is still stuff that needs to be done, like the Green New Deal. Carbon emissions need to go way down, like gas vehicles and stuff like that need to go, and stuff like that. But obviously that stuff needs to go. But what's it going to be like living through it? Because it will be rough, because a lot of stuff will happen. So first of all, like as time goes on, natural disasters will become more frequent and more severe constantly. So like if you live in like New Orleans or Florida or like the Virgin Islands or Puerto Rico or Cuba even, or like Texas or any of the hurricane areas, hurricanes are going to become worse and they're going to become more frequent. And like there'll be times when you have like 3 hurricanes coming right at you, and they're all like Cat 3 plus. And but yeah, that's gonna happen. So you're gonna have to be ready for those, which is tough, and no one really can be. The sea level will continue to rise, so places like Miami and maybe parts of California might go under. Places like Venice in Europe will probably go under. I know Venice is having real trouble right now. But what else will there be? Oh, places like California, Washington, Oregon, Montana, Idaho will get torn up by wildfires, like completely. Like the wildfires have already or I guess I'm recording this in June, but yeah, they've already started, and they're just going and they're zooming, and like it's not long until there's like wildfires from like the beginning of like April even to September, or not even September, to like when it snows. And yeah, so that'll be tough for everyone living there. And a large portion of like places at the equator might become uninhabitable because of like the sheer heat that they have. Like Arizona already gets into like 120 degrees now. What's it going to get to by 2050? Like 150 degrees? And the temperature's just going to go up. Now, I don't think land will be a problem, because we have all of Canada, and most of Canada is uninhabitable currently. So we could just move up there, but that will be incredibly hard, especially with our government and Canada letting us in maybe. And it'll be tough getting up into Canada, especially when like the lower part of the country may become uninhabitable by then. But yeah. So there's that, not to mention all of the other world, all over the world this will happen. And how this will affect the third world will be just crazy, and it will affect like a lot of trading relationships with the countries, and the production of goods will slow down, because conditions will be much worse in places like China, like the whole southern like part of China where 94% of the population lives will probably become uninhabitable sometime by 2100. So they'll have to move somewhere, and that is a large portion of production for the world. Not to mention places like Indonesia, Vietnam. All those places will have trouble producing things, and like South America, Africa, they'll all have incredible trouble with water and things like that. Especially Africa. Africa's in for a tough one, and Africa's always in for a tough one, it seems like. But Africa will have a ton of water shortages. There will most likely be a ton of water wars. A water war that already is going to start is between Egypt and Ethiopia, because Ethiopia is damming up the Blue Nile. But yeah, I'll talk about that in a later video. But in like wars that'll happen in the coming years. But another water war which could escalate pretty quickly is China damming up India's water sources, because they're running out of water too. So that could be a really bad water war. I'll talk about that more in the World War III video and other videos too. But a lot of water wars will happen. They seem almost inevitable at this point, especially with water shortages going on all over the world. And but yeah, So that's pretty much going to happen, not to mention the refugee crisis from third world nations coming here and coming to Europe. And that will for sure happen. It's going to happen at some point. And not to mention like us having to move up into Canada, and all the people like at the equator having to move up or down. Like they'll have to move up into like the Chinese people that live in the southern portion of China will have to move up into Siberia, and that's another war that could happen between China and Russia when China tries to take Siberia, which I think they will not very soon, but eventually. But yeah, so that's what's gonna happen. So what's it gonna be like living in it? Well, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be stressful, but I think with the population being the way it is, and the population becoming more aware of climate change, and becoming more progressive in general, and becoming more having more of the want to fix things and make things better, I think it will get better. And we will need to do stuff fast. Like taking rid of carbon emissions won't be enough. So one option is we can seed the clouds to keep the earth cooler and stuff like that. But yeah, so it will be tough coming up. And I know, because I'm a teenager and it's kind of scary, but I'm not that worried because it's basically out of my control. Like, what are you going to do? It's just going to happen, and you just got to go with it and just know that hopefully it'll get better. And you can't look at it. You can't. Now, I know this sounds depressing, like, oh, there's going to be water wars, mass immigration. A ton of people are going to be displaced. A ton of homes are going to be lost. A large portion of the planet will probably become inhabitable or close to it. Production from places like China, India, Indonesia, Vietnam, places like that will get production from them will slow down inevitably. World War III could happen because the world's under immense stress, and there could be a war between China and Russia. But yeah, there's lots of things that will happen, but you can't look at it like that. Because a lot of this stuff may or may not happen. Like the refugee crisis, it will happen. But like only very few things are guaranteed, because we don't know we don't know everything that's going to happen, because the world is unpredictable, and with with exponential change, anything can happen. And a lot of governments, and I still tend to believe in humans, even though we're dumb, and I feel like we will come together and we will figure a way out of this. And you got to look at it with a positive outlook. Be like, if our race does make it through this, which I think we will, it will mean that why can't we make it through anything? And it'll show just how great humans are and how great we can be. Because if we can make it through this, we can make it through anything. So yeah, you got to look at it with a positive outlook. Don't honestly think about it that much, because even though it is getting closer and closer that this will happen, there's nothing you can do about it. So just don't worry about it. Just live your life live it normally while being as eco-friendly as possible. Like, always have it in the back of your mind. And don't always have it in the back of your mind. I don't want you don't think about it, but just be eco-friendly, be just a good person, and it'll be tough, and all the stuff that will happen will become tough. But I believe, and especially with the population of most countries becoming more and more progressive, I believe that this could be a great time. Now, this could sound kind of selfish for my own political, what I want to happen politically, but I feel like this could be a great time for a revolution, which are happening across the world in third world nations. But I think this could be I feel like those could happen in first world and second world nations. Like, I could see. I don't think it'll happen in America just yet, because we have the biggest military in the world, and any revolution attempt would be stomped out immediately. But I feel like if enough people get displaced and enough people are unhappy, it could be the United Workers' Revolution that Karl Marx predicted. But it could go either way. It just as easily could go to fascism. So don't worry. So I guess my conclusion is just don't worry about it. There's nothing you can really do about it. Just vote for the right people, be as eco-friendly as possible, and yeah, just be okay. Just don't think about it really, because there's nothing you can do about it. And yeah, a lot of things will happen, but it's cool. It's cool for now, so just vibe. And yeah, so that was the video. I know it was kind of a darker video because, well, climate change is a dark subject, and a lot of things will happen with climate change. But yeah, I'll go more in depth on most of the topics like water wars, World War III, stuff like that in later videos, because I do really love geopolitics, and I want to make some of those videos. They just take a lot more time and more, like, script building and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Remember to like, dislike, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff. I do read all comments, so make sure to leave them. And again, thank you so much for the recent support on the videos. I really love you guys, and I really love making videos, so it's always nice to see that other people watch my videos too. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and